part of our Zainey fam. Today we have a makeup and a movie where I do my makeup.
And I talk about a movie.
And today we are talking about 13 Reasons Why, which again is not a movie, it's a miniseries.
Yeah.
But it seems like lately we've been doing just a lot of things on Netflix because it's easily accessible and they come out with so many things.
Yeah.
So
Every month.
this might be a thing for us. I don't know. You're like, yes, that's on Netflix. Let's do it. So before we start, make sure you don't miss any of our interactive opportunities. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you're totally awesome, share this video. Also, make sure you follow us on social media. That'll be down here. And if you are a content creator, make sure you check down our link below for our Geeks and Beauties community. So for this video, don't forget to comment down below if you've seen 13 Reasons Why and what you liked or disliked about it. Keep in mind, I have only seen a few episodes, but you have seen it.
Yes, and I read the book.
All the way through?
Yeah.
Twice?
Once. Though I am like kind of rewatching it again. So catching some things I didn't see the first time, but yeah.
Okay. So for this makeup in a movie, as you know, we're doing whatever we've done in the previous swatch out video. So I do the swatch out with Marshall and then I do the makeup in a movie with Chris. So we're going to be doing the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And I'm going to be doing a makeup look with this. And yes, I understand it's a highlighter kit. So we're still going to use it. And then to kind of fill in, give it a little bit more color, we're also going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. Yes, I just dropped stuff all over the place. But yeah, we're going to be filling in with this as well. I'll use that brush. We'll see. Okay, so I think to start this off, I'm going to use tempera right here all over my lid. And maybe some Buon Fresco as well on top of it to build a nice base. Everything that I've used already on my face is down below, and I'm also using this new Hard Candy Velvet Mousse in Sweet Pea on my lips. Just trying it out to see how I like it.
I feel like there's a lot of like food themed names in here.
Probably. Tempura.
Like, your food-based look left me hungry for more.
All right. So I will let you know as we go along what else I'm going to do. Also, can I show you this mug right now that I'm using? This is so cute. It's a Mary Poppins mug. You can see her right in here a little bit. And then this one has an umbrella. And then it's got the, isn't it cute? I found it at Disney World.
Really?
Just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 13 Reasons Why. It was originally a book written by Jake Asher. It was kind of like a young adult novel. Well, it is a young adult novel, not kind of. But I read it, oh gosh, I would say about 6 or so years ago.
Right.
It was like on top of a bunch of lists to like check out.
So that was like a couple years after it came out because it came out in 2007.
Was that when it came out? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
because it's a 10-year anniversary this year.
Oh, yeah, true. So, yeah, it was like, it sounded like an intriguing story about, you know, a girl who had committed suicide, had left tapes behind for people who she said, you know, were somewhat the cause. And so I was like, that sounds interesting. So I read it. I was not a fan of it at the end of the book. As I got through the book, it was, you know, intriguing. Like each tape, or at least each side of a tape, is a person that somehow impacted her life. And it like as you go along, you're following this one kid who's on one of the tapes about partway through these sets of tapes, and you go along with him as he's learning all these things about her because he knew her, he worked with her, and was a schoolmate of hers and everything. So you kind of go along that journey with him. So yeah.
Okay, so for next I'm going to start using this palette. I'm going to use Bronzed and then Tourmaline on top of that in my crease. And then I'm going to go in with Summer, this one right here, on my lid to make it just a little like more highlight on the lid than it is in the crease. Hopefully this doesn't turn into this really big like shimmer glitter disaster.
Yeah. And yeah, so with the book, yeah, you're pretty much getting it all from Clay's perspective, the kid that gets the box delivered to him and everything. And it was very intriguing as you go along in it, kind of, you know, figuring out these different things that kind of domino affected into her decision. But at the end, I just was super disappointed with, I was angry, actually. I like threw the book across the room after I finished reading it, because I was just like, I really didn't, I guess I didn't want to accept, you know, her reasons, and reason, and such, so, but the show, I didn't really want to see it at first. I kept seeing all the commercials like everywhere. It was like all over like social media and like things like that. It was being advertised everywhere. And so I just kept thinking back to the book, and I was like, I really hated the outcome of it. I was probably not going to check it out, or at least I didn't think I was. And then a bunch of people were just like, it's really good. And so I was like, well, I'll check out the first episode at least and see how it goes. And I really liked the way they did it in the show, because it's not just from Clay's perspective over his like one night of listening to all the tapes and everything. It takes place over, you know, a series of days, and you're not seeing things just from his perspective. It goes back and forth between like her parents and how they're dealing with this, and the other people involved on a like daily basis, like the things they're dealing with, and some people who are trying to keep certain things secret. And so there's a lot more going on with it, and it pulled me in very quickly, and I was like, I definitely want to see what's happening, and kind of binged through it a lot, so it kind of just all mushed together. But at the end of it, man, it was really impactful, and I thought it wrapped up a lot better than the book, like much better.
That's good.
So much better.
I'm glad to hear it, just because I'm just wondering how it's all going to wrap up, just because I never read the book, which is weird for me because I usually read the book first. I do remember when it came out, but I just don't know why I never picked it up and read it. But I think it's a really interesting topic overall, because it talks about bullying, and in all honesty, and you may get to this when you start talking a little bit more about this, but in all honesty, what I really thought is interesting about this is not just from a high schooler perspective of what one little thing can kind of affect a lot of things that you don't even really understand, but also how not just active bullying, but also inactive, not being able to stand up for something, not knowing how to respond to something, is almost just as bad as being a part of the problem, essentially. And I thought that was kind of an interesting dichotomy of, you know, the two things.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit more tempura on this tinier brush, and I'm going to blend out the harsh edges along the top a little bit more, and then I'm going to go in with probably antique bronze in the corner right here to build up the depth a little more in my crease. And then I'm going to go in with Moonstone, that's the last one I have to use, and just kind of go over a little bit more on the tops and on the lid right here.
So it's like you were saying, you know, sometimes those little things are, you know, seem like they're just little things. And in the book, it's the same things that happen, but when I saw the show, it just made it made more sense to me. I mean, there's one thing that happens early on in it, and like she makes a list as like having like the best ass out of the class kind of thing, and there's other people that are nominated for like best and worst of things in there, and so that really hit her hard. And while one other girl got like best lips, and she like, you know, was like proud of it and stuff like that.
Taking it as a compliment.
Yeah, and a lot of people were like, why aren't you taking it as a compliment? This is a compliment and things like that. She did not see it that way at all, and you know, both the writing and the acting from the girl that plays Hannah Baker in it just really made it make sense about how this isn't just a joke or like, you know, whatever, take it as a compliment. And it really makes you think about things like that too, and just everyday life, you know, of how there's a lot of people that say, you know, when they get things like that that are compliments or whatever, and how it just hits them in a different way. And it just makes you think, you know, everyone is individual, and you always have to, you know, be open to that. Not everyone is going to take something the same way as someone else. So,
exactly.
Yeah, and the whole, the subject on bullying in it is really interesting, because there's so many people that are like, no, she was never bullied, and, you know, I never saw her get bullied and things like that. But that was from their perspective, really. Yep. And everyone has a different perspective of it. But if you were to ask Hannah, obviously, she felt like she was. She had so many things kind of feeling like they were against her. And so that it's all very interesting in that way.
I think in our society, too, we've been conditioned to think of bullying as like this huge event, you know, like they've beat someone up, they've said this like really horrible thing about you in like some racial slur, but bullying can happen even in the smallest things. I mean, I was bullied as I was growing up a lot of times with people just being incredibly cruel, and at the time I didn't really think that this was bullying. I just thought that this was how people reacted, but looking back on that, that was bullying, and that was something that was really never talked about. It was kind of like, oh yeah, you know, you're a poor sport if you don't just go along with, you know, making fun of people. And I think that that was actually a pinpoint to why my self-esteem and my self-confidence was so low in my life. And having, you know, even going to college and after that not really being able to stand up for myself until like I really got to be an adult and like really analyzed, oh, this is why these things happen. These people were treating me a certain way that was not acceptable, and you know, you have to kind of stand up for that.
Yeah, and it's changed so much from like when we were in school to how it is now. It's just there are so many different levels and layers of what bullying is. Yeah. And I saw that a lot as, like, I grew up and then I finished high school and such, and then my brother and sister were going through middle school and then high school, and I saw how certain things happened amongst their friends and that kind of different, like, social media bullying and online and going outside the classroom, and then even seeing the schools when being confronted about things like that are like, kids are kids, they're just being kids, oh, that's just what they're gonna do, and you know, just have them ignore it. And seeing how that has turned into a different thing now, where like there were times when I was a substitute teacher and I saw, you know, classes had made signs and projects where it was like, you know, if you're feeling bullied, come see me or go to this classroom, this is a safe space, and things like that. And like, you know, there's always been bullying, but it's interesting how it's come to now this point where those kind of things are having to be in place for kids nowadays. So but it's a good thing. It's a good, so that, you know,
this doesn't happen.
Things like this don't happen, exactly. So,
so now I'm just using the Kat Von D liquid liner to finish off the eye look. Because we are almost done. Do you have anything interesting for the ad? Obviously, we're not going to talk too much about the spoilers because this show is so riveting and just really, it's interesting. Like I honestly was the same way. I thought, oh, I really don't want to watch a show where I'm going to get super depressed. But there are really funny moments in it, but it's just intriguing. Like, you can't stop watching it. It's and you know how it's gonna end, kind of. I mean, you know she dies. Yes. And I'm sure there are other things that happen at the end of it that it's working up into, that was why people keep telling me I need to watch it, but you're still kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now?
Exactly, yes. So a couple of things about the movie, or the show, sorry. The guy that directed the first 2 episodes was the writer-director of, oh boy, I just forgot the name of it, Spotlight. It won Best Picture last year. Okay. Which was a really good movie. And if you haven't seen that, you need to see Spotlight. That was probably my favorite movie of that year. He directed a couple of episodes, and then there's a few other really great directors that have done a few episodes in this as well. Greg Arkai, I think that's how you say his last name. He's directed like a bunch of like kind of strange movies in the 90s, but like the episodes he does kind of make sense to the style of movies he did in the 90s. So, and you'll see those a little bit later on too. And then there's a couple of women directors in there as well that are kind of like up and coming female directors, so that's awesome as well. With some of the trivia with the show, the girl that ends up playing Hannah Baker, she actually originally auditioned for the role of Jessica, who was like one of her first friends when she moved to this town. So she actually auditioned for that. And so the film, or the show, I keep saying film. The show was filmed in Northern California around Viejo and San Rafael.
San Rafael.
San Rafael? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm from Southern California. I don't know.
Yeah, Marshall and I grew up in Northern California, so we would know Vallejo and San Rafael.
Yeah, around a bunch of places there, and some of the little stores and things like that in the movie theater were actually empty shops in the downtown area of Viejo, and so they just built the fronts on there. So all like within like right next door to each other, even though in the show it's like they're not near each other. And one of the producers of this show is Selena Gomez. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, I didn't notice that the first time I watched it. I didn't really pay attention. But yeah, she bought the rights for it after she read the book originally, her and her mother, and she went to Universal Pictures and they were going to do a film version and she was going to play Hannah Baker in it. And then kind of things stalled and then eventually Netflix got the rights for it and she's now a producer for it. And if you know Selena Gomez, she's one of those people that's definitely out there in the public that, you know, is anti-bullying and things like that.
It's true.
So, yeah, very cool.
Alright, so thank you for joining us today for 13 Reasons Why. Make sure you check my Instagram because I'll have swatches of this as well. Thank you for spending time with us today. Make sure you check us out on Wednesdays, Fridays,
and sometimes Sundays.
And until then,
stay Zainey.